Smackdown!
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to the middle of the week. It is Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. My name is Nick. I present to you Big J.
Hello. Good and morgue.
Good and morgue, as we say, every morning around here.
No, I don't say that every morning.
No, well, I mean...
Only on hump day!
Don't do that. Don't do that. We're not that kind of show.
I know.
But welcome to the show. We have ourselves a big Wednesday planned for you. This is... What's the matter?
It's just funny. We want to have a buzzer and all kinds of noises.
Yeah, save it for the morning zoos across the street, bro. We don't have time for that kind of stuff around here. I mean, we have time for it. We just don't want to do it.
Sometimes they're kind of envious. I think they have fun.
You do?
Sure.
And you don't?
On occasion. But there's no... toys over here to play with.
No. But you really do miss that?
No.
Okay. I would like to be clear. But listen, we could cheese it up if you want to. I feel like that brings down the
we can handle that
right?
on our own. We have our own authentic cheese.
That's right. Our cheese is a little stinkier than that stuff that you get.
Our cheese is inside jokes that the audience doesn't get.
And really, really obscure pop culture
so far,
references.
hasn't hurt us.
No, you know what? You love it. You
to the
eat it up.
chagrin of every consultant ever.
God, you love that stuff. But Big J watched a movie last night. That movie was called G20. And he will give us a full review of the Amazon Prime film coming up a little bit later on this hour and let you know if it's worth your time or not. We also have a chance for you to get qualified. Hey, we're getting down to crunch time now. Just a few chances left for you to get into this Sonic Temple big giveaway that we are doing on Monday. Huge giveaway party at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City, and we sure would like you to be there. Of course, you can get an automatic entry in the big giveaway if you get qualified. We're going to give you a chance to do that at 7:30. We are going to go to hell. We also have the last couple of days of inflation domination, man. We got $2,000 rolling out the windows every single weekday. And we want you to have an opportunity to win that. So your first keyword of the day with a brand new drawing is coming your way a little after 9 o'clock today. We also have some We're Going to Hell fun. We're going to do some headlines today, some important stuff. So I would say it's a pretty good Wednesday, as this week appears to be flying by, Big J. Am I wrong? Or is it dragging for you?
No, you're right. It's already Wednesday.
Maybe it's like because I have a bunch of stuff to do and I'm like, it's already Wednesday before.
It's been a busy week already.
It has. That's the other side of it probably too, is that there's just been so much stuff going on. Hopefully you had fun at the Great Pop Evil show last night. Once again, a special thank you to both Pop Evil and Return to Dust for swinging into our Studio 1X yesterday for some great acoustic X sessions. If you missed any of that, always imperative that you follow our social media pages, specifically when it comes to X Sessions, the X's Facebook page, as we stream those live, and the videos and audio are up there for you to enjoy in case you missed any second of it and you want to relive those X Sessions. They are there, ready for you at a click of a button. So is the music we play, including some Soundgarden. That's what we're kicking off the show with this morning. Spoonman is on the X Rock.
Man, she a legend.
S. Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
Big J, we have another morning after scam alert.
Wait, what?
Boo, 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 boo.
A morning after scam?
Well, we, the morning after, bringing attention to you that could fall to another scam, and we want to make sure we keep your patented head on a swivel, as we say around here.
That's right.
But the Canyon County Sheriff's Office is warning Idahoans about fraudulent tax letters that have been sent out to a bunch of Idahoans over the last couple of weeks because, of course, tax time was last week. And so this is ripe for people trying to scam others out of thousands and thousands of dollars when you get a letter in the mail saying that the IRS intends to seize your assets and your property because you owe over $20,000 in back taxes that you didn't pay for. And then it sends out this big itemized kind of like list of things, taxes I'm sure you've never heard of, and they say you owe. And it comes to you from Tax Investigations 2B. Also, a return address could be the Canyon County Public Lien Records. But it does provide no return address on the envelope, so that is warning sign number one. And then if you see a bunch of things and then they say, but we are willing to settle for about anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 and set up a payment plan with you, let us know. And really, that whole scam is to get you to call them or click on their website and put in your bank information so that they can gank your money from you. And so the sheriff's office is encouraging Idahoans to avoid responding or send any kind of money to these types of letters without verification. You can easily verify the authenticity of these letters with your county recorder's office or the Idaho State Tax Commission. Yes, it's an extra step, but what would you rather do? Find out if you actually owe thousands of dollars in back taxes or get your identity and a bunch of money stolen out of your bank account? Odds are you probably don't,
Or let them track you down.
Yeah.
Wait till they knock on the door.
You want me? Come get me.
Yeah! This is Idaho. You know what's behind this door? Come get your money. That's how we should respond.
Yeah, I mean...
Come on out of your call center, little bitch.
Again, I think you are going from 0 to 100 probably in that scenario. It doesn't need to be that aggressive, but
You try to scam me.
I can also see that being how you do respond to that situation. But a reminder and just a warning, these things may be happening, and if you get something in the mail, just make sure you double check before you're throwing out your social security number and your mom's maiden name. You understand?
Yeah.
A new Netflix documentary series called WWE Unreal looks like it'll be pushing the boundaries, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look as what it takes to make the magic happen. They're going to be kind of following around Triple H. As he puts it, it's time to lift the curtain, Big J. The series is scheduled this summer, but some wrestling fans are buzzing because it has another step towards kind of blurring the line between fiction and staging the events as competition with champions and challengers. You know, I mean, I think I would think a vast majority of us understand that while it's incredibly athletic and amazingly entertaining, the turnouts, not necessarily the matches themselves, but the results have kind of like a set line as to how these things go, right?
You need to tell that to Lee from Poppy.
I know, he was wearing a Wrestling is Real shirt yesterday.
It is hilarious.
But there certainly is a lot of drama and stuff behind the scenes of the WWE. But once again, when some of that stuff comes to light, you never know if it's a work or whatever the case may be. So this, I'm sure, is just going to blur those lines even more and make everything behind the scenes seem more real, even if it's not. But there's a reason why a bunch of actors get into acting, or a bunch of wrestlers get into acting. You understand?
Yeah.
How involved are you in the Enola Holmes-verse?
Very, man.
There are 2 movies already available on Netflix, and the third one has begun production in the UK. Millie Bobby Brown is back. Henry Cavill's back. Helena Bonham Carter is back. Himesh Patel is back. And the new installment, it follows Enola Holmes to Malta for a new complex case. The previous films have been very successful for Netflix, so they are jumping on board with the trilogy. It has begun. Of course, Enola Holmes, Sherlock's little sister, Big J.
It's fantastic. It's fun, man.
He enjoys it. So, yeah, if you are ripe for more of that and it's very popular,
Big J approved.
Get ready for Enola Holmes 3. No subtitle in this particular one. I think you're just going to call it 3. Morning After, because I don't think 2 had one either, did it? I think it was just 2, right? It wasn't like 2 : the mystery of whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic.
Alika, wherever I may roam here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, on Monday mornings, you were nice enough to give us a nice little sneak peek into your relationship at home. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
You get a weekend grade from the missus. Your wife comes on the radio show, and she really demasculates you in front of an audience of tens of thousands of people.
That's not always true.
But can we take a deeper look into your relationship, if that's okay?
Not with that attitude.
Come on. It might be fun.
Probably not.
You never know. I think you're going to come out smelling like roses in this particular scenario.
All right. Well, thank God.
So, according to relationship experts, a wonderful way to get a sneak peek into somebody's relationship is to look into their phones. And not the way you think, Big J. But, you have 2 phones. Think about those. In those phones, what is your wife loaded in as? When the phone rings, what display comes up?
Well, it's her name now.
Okay. What was it?
I don't really want to say. I don't know if it's not.
Was it
might
vulgar?
not be appropriate, but it's also, it's a name I call her. I don't tell other people that. So it was a pet name, though.
Okay. So, but now it's her full name. And now full name or just her first name?
No, yeah, it's her full name, but I think that had more to do with the stupid phone and just the way the contacts were listed. So
I agree. So it says here, if you have a nickname or pet name as the person's phone in your phone, it certainly is a very intimate relationship. While if you have the full name in their phone, it could seem as something colder and a little bit more formal. And so I am going to lean into the you have the intimate, because in your phone that you had, the way that you had your wife entered in, it was your private nickname that you had for her, right?
private.
Yeah, whatever you call it in the bedroom. I don't want to get into it. But sometimes the practical approach is a little bit more prudent, of course, according to experts. You don't want, Sugar Boo or whatever popping up during a work presentation or in case of an emergency. But how you load in your phone is entirely up to you. And nicknames, if that's how you want to do it, I think is a nice little cute way into somebody's relationship and shows that there is love there.
It shows, more importantly, if for whatever reason you have your ex's number still in your phone, what their names are.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I've had a couple.
Yeah.
Whore.
Okay. All right.
One of them.
That's not appropriate.
Are you dead yet? That's a great one.
While I have some X's in my phone for various reasons, none of them have derogatory names attached to them. So there's that.
Well, you have kids.
That's
so,
right. That's
so
right.
You
but even still, I don't think I don't have any. Like, I've got nicknames in there, but it's nothing that I would say are attached to negative connotations to them.
I had one. For whatever reason, for a while, it was Satan.
Was that a loving nickname, or that was after the?
No, that was not a loving nickname.
Got it.
That was a warning.
Understood.
To myself.
Yeah. Did you listen?
Don't answer this text at 2 a.m.
Or did you do a little bit of a booty call?
I think I just answered it with what I said.
That's for sure. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J watched a movie for us yesterday. We'll find out exactly how good it was next on the X. It's from Volbeat by a Monster's Hand here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday, you guys selected a movie for Big J to watch, so he sat down on his stuff and he did exactly that on Amazon Prime. It is called G20. Big J, please tell us all about it.
This movie should be renamed Amanda Waller versus Homelander.
Oh, man. I'd watch that movie.
Because, that would be a great movie. G20, maybe not so much.
Oh, no.
Viola Davis starring as President Sutton. Homelander, Anthony Starr as a guy named Rutledge, former Australian Special Forces guy. And you've got Anthony Anderson here as the first man.
Sure.
Because we haven't had that yet, so I don't really know what you're supposed to call.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
The first man. Is that what we do?
We called him the first husband, I believe, because when Kamala Harris's husband was, when she was the vice president, he was the second husband, if you remember.
And basically, they got a family there, a couple kids as well, and you get a preview of what that might be like having teenagers in the White House. Viola Davis's character, she was a veteran of the Iraq War, and she got elected based off of a picture, allegedly, if you want to give what they say in the movie, trying to bring her down a peg or two.
I believe it.
And
I believe we'd elect somebody over a picture.
Yeah. But she's got some cachet there, like as being a veteran, that she could, basically what happens is, if you're not familiar with the G20, that's the summit for economic and all of those things with all the, the big countries around the world, and they get together and decide things, and it's interrupted. And really, it's more of a cross between like the movie, what was it, with starring Gerard Butler,
White House Down or something like that?
Yeah, it was Olympus Has Fallen. And Die Hard kind of meet each other here as they're in Africa when this goes down, and basically Rutledge's character really wants to cause economic collapse for crypto. The key here that you'll see many times in the movie is that crypto is not controlled by any government; it's controlled by the people. While other economies, the dollar, the yen, all of that is controlled by countries ultimately. Okay. And so they want to cause chaos, and so they try to take over and put a lot of the world leaders. They're using everything you can imagine that sucks about the world right now. AI, deepfake, all of that is going on here, and violence as you would have. But this is a movie that you would sit around with friends And really, it should be, I think, on the list here of movies that the guys in How Did This Get Made should be doing this. It is terrible. I mean, if you watch the trailer, you know it's a terrible movie just by watching it. It's a shame.
I haven't watched
because
the trailer.
Viola Davis is a fantastic actress. And here's the thing: their performances are as good as they can be. And Anthony Starr is a tremendously good bad guy. In any way, I mean, he's got that down. We need to see him as a good guy somewhere just to balance things out. But he's fantastic as a bad guy. I almost feel like he's going to get typecast after the rest of his life because of how good he is at it. But the action in this is crappy. The plot isn't that great, and it's not as the stuff that's supposed to be funny just isn't funny because it looks so bad.
Okay.
And some of the effects and stuff are really bad. It's just it was a bummer, man, because I'm like, this is supposed to be fun, and maybe it's because I wasn't into it. It was a long day yesterday, so. But either way, I don't know. I don't know. This is one of those things that I don't think would ever have made it to a theater if it was going to have that up for opportunity.
It does seem to be a running theme, however, with these direct-to-streaming movies, specifically the ones that are supposed to echo big action films, is that they have the right people in the roles, but it's clear that they have cut corners on special effects and CGI, and it just takes you out of the movie almost instantaneously, and it makes them a lot less fun. And even the good ones have these problems as well. And I don't know if I don't think it'll ever be fixed, because I think that the streamers still kind of get what they want out of these particular
they get
movies.
The views.
It's like those straight-to-DVD movies back in the day. They're awful, but they know they're going to make money because somebody's going to buy them in the dollar bin, and they'll make their cash back.
It's ROI, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in it. But so yeah, it's not. If you want to sit around, I mean, it's not really cheesy. It's just bad. There's a difference,
and not funny bad. It's just bad.
There are some laughable moments,
okay,
but it's almost like pity laughs. That's how I was feeling, as opposed to laughs of how ridiculous a situation might be. This has got that, but I mean, you add into it that it's just badly done. Just kind of takes you out of that opportunity to really enjoy that other side of a movie that sometimes we enjoy. Bad movies. I mean, I still watch Flash Gordon. I mean, that's a terrible movie,
right,
but it's fun. This is not fun and not approved.
All right. Big J says it's a stinker. G20 is on Amazon Prime, but he says it's not worth your time. So we're back in the L column for streaming dumbass. Sorry, everybody. We got to do better. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We got some important stuff. It's next on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
All right, Big J. Question for you.
Completely
hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Your last meal's around the corner. What are you getting? Last meal ever.
Hey, man, I don't want to eat. I'm upset. It's my last meal.
You've had time to mentally prepare for the end of days. And now it's time for you to decide what you want to grub down on before it's time to pass on this mortal coil to whatever plane lies next.
I was trying to think of Joe Pantaleone from The Matrix. Remember?
Yeah, the big fat steak.
Yeah, and he's like, I wish I hadn't taken that pill.
Better than the Snowpiercer wrap.
Yeah. I know what baby tastes like. I'm gonna go with a delicious burrito.
A burrito.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very, although very on brand for Radio's Big J.
I want it packed. I want the one that I used to lust after from Taco John.
Break it down for me.
Yeah, it's a super beef burrito.
What's it?
It's got beef in it and cheese. I like extra cheese in it. It's got olive, sour cream. The whole shooting match.
Just the Big J special, huh?
Oh, man.
You might be surprised to learn that burritos and Mexican food in general are pretty far down the list.
I'm a pretty far down the list kind of guy sometimes.
That ain't that the truth. But a lot of people end up rocking and rolling the Joey Pan style. Steak was the number one choice in 28 different states as the final meal. Potatoes, some kind of potato dish came in second, like French fries or a baked potato or a potato salad. Then pasta of some kind, then pizza, and then burgers were all popular. Only one state would add vegetables to their last meal. That was Maryland. Now you have something to drink, Big J. What would be your beverage of choice?
Oh, boy.
for your last beverage.
Oh, my last beverage?
Yeah.
How long between that and then when I die?
I think you're just eating it with your meal. Think of it that way.
Oh, okay.
Like it's served with your meal.
I mean, I'm not big on water, I guess.
Came in second. Wine
water.
was number one. Wine, the number one choice for the last beverage.
A Boise Coke.
Unless you're Nebraska, Big J. Nebraska's the only state that chose milk as their last beverage. Ooh. Imagine last thing to go down is a big thick glass of milk. But it is how it rolls for the last meal. So whatever it is, usually we don't know our last meals are coming. That's the rub. But if you ever get the chance to choose, I hope it's one that you enjoy.
That's why you should just eat the same thing every day. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Big J, the Rose Bowl has been around since 1902. It'll be shaking things up a bit this time around. They're moving their start time. It'll now start at 2 o'clock Boise time, 4 o'clock Eastern. Traditionally, the game is kicked off around 3 o'clock our time, 5 o'clock Eastern, but getting things going earlier is going to be a thing because the New Year's Day triple header is going to start to be a thing. The Orange Bowl at noon, and then, of course, the Rose Bowl in the middle, and then the Sugar Bowl will be your nightcap for New Year's Day bowl games. So things are going to kind of shift a little bit as far as the start times goes, but this is the first time the Rose Bowl has been played that early ever. So there's a little bit of a change in things as college football itself changes, Big J. You understand?
Yeah. Should be happy there's even a Rose Bowl.
Whoa. CBS has granted series orders to Tim Meadows' DMV comedy and Matthew Gray's Einstein drama. In DMV, Meadows portrays an ex-English teacher that has turned an examiner eager to expedite driving tests. And then, of course, Einstein had a little bit of a sneak preview alongside the Watson show that they had. But this show features Albert Einstein's great-grandson, of course, assisting the New Jersey State Police detectives.
You're
in
burying
some
the
cases.
lead.
What
It's
is it?
Matthew Gray Goobler, who is amazing. And, of course, everybody knows him from Criminal Minds.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I never watched that show.
Yeah, that's
but
why I'm saying you're burying the lead.
Matt.
It doesn't matter what the show is. He's going to be in it. It's going to be awesome.
So you'll watch it.
Absolutely.
You're all in on Einstein.
Yeah.
CBS has also canceled Papa's House and The Summit after one season each.
Boo.
CIA, a new show in the FBI series, secured a green light. That one is going to be starring Tom Ellis, and it's slated for the 2025-2026 season and will potentially integrate series from the characters from the current FBI series. Is that a show you watch or not? I can't keep track.
We're in and out of that one.
Okay.
Haven't, but because now I got dragged into Equalizer.
The Queen Latifah show?
It is so bad.
You don't
dude.
like it? Okay.
It's okay. There's some good stuff
I've heard
in
some
there.
good things.
But it's also equally bad.
Okay.
Like there are some really bad episodes and some really bad just action and stuff. Adam Goldberg's in it.
Okay,
So
I like him.
so the characters are fun. And they haven't gotten the that's still up in the air whether that's going to get canceled or have another season.
Now, how does this happen? Because we've had discussions before about this show, and you're like,
Yeah.
never. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I don't like
didn't-
it.
The wife wanted to watch it. And I'm like, okay, so I'm like, all right, there's at least 5 seasons. That'll occupy up some time. I'm like, all right, and I don't hate it. So, okay.
All right.
But I try to pump the brakes a little bit because she wants to watch every episode as fast as humanly possible.
Oh, you're just binging it like crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's take, what's the hurry? It's not going anywhere. We got it,
Well, listen, when you want your Queen Latifah fix, you have to get it.
There is a guy in there, and I don't know his name. He plays a character named Dante. Fantastic actor. Like, I think he would be great in anything.
Have you seen him in other things? Or is this
No,
the
I
only one?
haven't.
Okay. Well, shout out to Dante from Equalizer.
Yeah. Shout out, dude.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We have got a chance for you to qualify for Sonic Temple with Last Band Standing. That's next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic on 100.3 The X Rocks.
All right, only a couple of days left to get qualified to join us on Monday at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City, right off of Chinden, where we are going to have our big giveaway party on Monday evening, broadcasting live from 5 to 7. Giveaway party is beginning around 6 o'clock or so. You got to be checked in and present to win, but we are giving away some really big prizes, including a trip for 2 to Columbus, Ohio, to check out the biggest rock festival in America. 4 days, 110 bands. And we got your hotel, your airfare, and your tickets to the festival all taken care of. All you got to do is have the time of your life. And it starts on Monday. In order to get qualified and be in the drawing for sure, you got to get on the phone and play Last Band Standing. 208-287-1003. Big J will read you a multiple choice question surrounding one of the many bands playing the Sonic Temple Music Festival in Columbus, Ohio, the first weekend of May. If you get it correct, you are qualified. It truly is that simple. If you don't get it correct, we keep going until somebody does. It's winner take all here on the Morning After, as always, Big J. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hello, the X.
Hey, morning.
Morning, man. What's your name?
It's Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy, you're up first. Good luck.
What is the title of Jimmy Eat World's breakthrough album that includes the hit single The Middle? Is it Futures, Clarity, or Bleed American?
Bleed American.
That's 100% correct.
Jimmy, of course you were going to get
boy.
the Jimmy Eat
Yeah.
World question correct.
Yeah,
we should have
Jimmy.
known the second the phone was picked up. Congratulations, man. You are officially qualified for Sonic Temple. Hang on 1 second. We'll get you all the details you need. Jimmy made it look easy. You have 2 more opportunities today to play along. Jason Drew is going to play Last Band Standing at 12:30. Adam's going to play at 5:10. Continue to listen and get in as we get ready for this big giveaway party coming up on Monday. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up, we're going to go to hell. It's next on the X Rocks.
Incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
To the skies we go for today's We're Going to Hell story, Big J.
Skies.
It's not a great situation.
Oh, no. We're talking like airline?
Yeah,
Sky-
we're talking like
yeah.
airline. So we are going to go on a flight from England to Morocco, okay? This is an easy jet flight service, which essentially is a fairly low-budget service for people that are looking to make quick trips in and around Europe. But they were forced to make an emergency landing in Portugal when a passenger started to become unruly. Now, here's what I need you to think about. It's a fairly packed flight. The plane holds about 185 passengers. There's 180 seats taken, okay? So not a lot of maneuvering to move around. And one of the passengers kind of comes onto the plane, maybe, just maybe, looks a little inebriated, you know?
Yeah, had a couple.
Maybe got overserved. Who knows? It's England. You never know how that works. And he is wearing kind of like a button-down shirt that has patterns of snakes on it, right?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, as the plane takes off about an hour into the 3-hour flight, he starts to like sweat profusely. Okay? That's warning sign number 1.
Yeah, stay away from that guy.
And then he starts to kind of like get the shakes, and he's not on the plane with anybody. He doesn't have a guest with him. He's kind of sitting in the middle seat, just shaking and sweating. That's not great. And then at one point he shouted out, "Snakes on the plane. There's snakes on this plane. We need to land."
Listen, if he didn't throw in an MF'er in there, it's not worthwhile.
And so it
Nobody's gonna
suddenly
listen to
became fairly obvious to people that were around him that this guy was hallucinating to the point where he thinks the snakes on his shirt have become real and are slithering around.
He's tripping balls.
Slithering around the actual airplane, and they're like, oh no. And so they're trying to explain to him the situation that's not true. He's in a safe space. It's okay. You're having a bad trip. Are you all right? But he is not having it. He starts to become physically abusive towards staff and other people on the airplane because they're holding him down, and he feels and sees these snakes kind of rolling all over his body. And he is absolutely terrified out of his mind, right? Like, there's a difference between being angry and you can see somebody is like having a mental break and is visibly scared. You know, like you can tell when somebody's not. There's a difference between being upset and putting on a scene and like looking afraid for their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so nobody really quite knew what was going on. We just knew that something had happened at 30,000 feet and things were not going well. So he was in such a state that they had to try to restrain him. That didn't work. And so finally they're like, we don't know whether or not this guy was so hammered or he consumed so many drugs, but it's to the point where we need to make an emergency landing to make sure this guy gets off the plane. But he was screaming, "There's snakes on this plane. Look out for the snakes. Get these snakes off me," like for almost 40 minutes while the plane had to find an emergency landing. They finally landed in Faro, which is somewhere in Portugal, and they were able to get him off the plane, and he taken away by authorities, and then who knows what happens to him. But, of course, you're right, Big J. This does bring up the Samuel L. Jackson Snakes on a Plane movie. Those snakes, however, appeared to be, well, they were computer generated, but they were real snakes that were actually loose, not somebody hallucinating them on their shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if any moment in time people were concerned there were actually snakes on the plane, especially when you see the guy sweating, like maybe he got bit.
Right. Like, I mean, you're right. If you're like...
Maybe he was doing something stupid like trying to smuggle snakes on the plane.
If you're 30 rows back and you can't see that this guy's clearly having a break and you're hearing him scream, you're like, are we really in a Samuel L. Jackson scenario here? EasyJet had to release a statement to say that they can confirm the flight was kind of moved from London to, it was supposed to land in Morocco, and then it ended up going to Portugal. But there were actually no live animals, period, let alone snakes on the plane, according to the EasyJet person. But this person did not believe them no matter what. So a reminder to all listening, maybe stay off the LSD and the shrooms before you take a flight. You never know when things are going to break for you. You got to be in a safe environment for things like that. And mind-altering drugs, probably not the best place to take them in an airport, you know?
Yep.
Our public service to you. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will continue our Snakes-free broadcast next on the X.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
We got a situation, Big J. May 7th is the cutoff date.
Dun, dun, dun. May 7th.
You need to have a real ID in order to fly within the United States on May 7th. This is a nationwide
or if you want to stay
change.
in America, really.
I mean, it's something you have to have unless you have a passport, of course. But you need to do this and have it ready to go. Here's the problem. We are less than 2 weeks away, and almost the entire United States is not fully prepared for this change.
Yeah, suckers. You should have done it a long time ago.
16 states, including the state of Idaho, are less than 50% compliant with the amount of citizens that are licensed that do not have real ID. Now, when you expand that into a nationwide number, almost 43% of United States citizens do not have real ID. That's a problem as we hit the 2-week mark. If you want to fly, of course. If you don't want to fly, then what you have is fine, but that's going to be a problem. A qualifying real ID is usually indicated on the driver's license as a star in the upper right. People who do not have a real ID can also use a passport to board a domestic flight, but if you do not have a real ID, you better head to the DMV here soon for directions and information, especially if you want to catch a flight in the next couple of weeks. I'm telling you.
You better have a pile of documents when you go, too.
Yes, it's not easy to get one, and you need an appointment and all that kind of thing, but it's important that you do. I'm telling you, we talked about this, I want to say probably 6 months ago. It's going to be pure chaos in 2 weeks, the amount of people that are going to be turned away from airports that claim they have no idea, despite the signs that are everywhere. I'm just saying, prepare yourself for everybody very, very upset.
You know who I feel bad for?
Nobody.
My wife.
Oh, yeah. She's
okay, because I already hear
calls.
all about. I mean, I already hear all about. I can hear on the phone when she's talking to people, and they don't understand. They don't know what they need. It's another hassle for her to have to deal with.
Again, it's not the airlines making these calls. You cannot be upset with them, but you're going to need to get a real ID if you want to catch an airplane here coming up soon.
I feel really bad for the TSA agents.
Yeah, they're the ones going to be turning people away.
Yeah,
that's absolutely right. That job is going to be even less fun than it already is. So, yeah, get ready. May 7th is the cutoff date. Set that appointment now if you haven't already. Find that birth certificate of yours. You're going to need it. Well, Big J, Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers probably isn't happy this morning. Turns out, according to other NBA players, he is the most overrated player in the league. This comes from an end-of-season poll that was conducted by The Athletic to NBA players. Halliburton led the field with 14% of the vote, followed by Rudy Gobert of the Minnesota Timberwolves with 10%, Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks with 9%, Jimmy Butler of the Warriors with 6%. The most underrated player, Big J, that would be Cade Cunningham. He picked up 9% of the vote. Of course, he was the former number 1 pick for the Detroit Pistons, and he led them to their first playoff game win since 2008, so he needs to get more credit according to the NBA. But Tyrese Halliburton seems to be doing just fine against my Milwaukee Bucks as they have a 2-0 series lead against them so far.
I'm sure you've heard Halliburton talk before.
Yeah, no, he's a crap talker, and that's okay.
No. I mean his voice.
Oh, Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he has two different like voices for the most part. You haven't heard this. I don't think you've actually heard like an interview with him.
Well, yeah, of course I have, but I don't know what you're talking about.
His voice changes its total tone in the middle of talking to him. It's crazy.
Okay. Cool.
Look it up. No, I mean,
will.
you would be very interested to hear.
Well, I mean, I've heard him do interviews and stuff, and I've heard the dude, but I don't know the two different people voice that you're talking about. Is it another octave? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it is.
Like it goes super high to super low?
Yes.
Is he when he's talking about different things, or it just changes willy-nilly?
Just willy-nilly.
Huh. I haven't noticed that, but I guess I haven't picked it up or noticed enough about it. Big J, Fox has greenlit The Snake. This will be a new reality competition series hosted by Jim Jeffries, a former guest of the morning after. The show will follow 15 contestants navigating challenges to become the weekly snake. That's the person who decides who's eliminated from the show. Contestants can manipulate, befriend, or form connections to win $100,000. The series will premiere this summer on Fox. I have a confession to make, Big J. This is very unlike me, but I have started to watch reality competition shows, and I think I've got a problem.
Like what kind?
So it started with the Squid Game reality show on Netflix that I watched about 6 months ago.
Yes, the one based off.
That's right. They did a reality show based off of the Squid Game TV show, and I watched that, and I enjoyed it. And then, like 2 weeks ago, we started watching $1 Million Secret on Netflix. Have you seen? It's like a fairly new show. But we watched it, and I had my problems with it, but whatever. It was fine. It killed time. But then I started hearing really good things about Traders on Peacock, and everybody was saying, $1 Million Secret is just a ripoff of Traders. And so I started watching Traders, and now I'm like all in on Traders on Peacock, which also, by the way, the premise of Traders is it has all of these other reality show contestants that I've never seen nor heard. I mean, I've heard of all the shows like Big Brother and Survivor and Below Decks and all this stuff that they're on, but I've never watched any of them. And so they're all personalities that people either love or hate already, but I don't know any of it. And so I'm watching it, but I do enjoy the Traders show, and this sounds like another ripoff of that, really, so I'm sure I'll be watching that too. I don't know what happened to me or why, but now I'm all in on these shows. Help me.
You can't help yourself.
I want to, but I like it, and that's the other
problem. But you're
too.
Skipping over the Beast games. Check that out.
Yes, I am skipping over the Beast games.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because I don't like Mr. Beast is not really in my wheelhouse, and
But don't worry about him
okay.
as much as like how crazy. Like if you love,
I haven't
Squid
even seen a
Games,
trailer.
Like you love Squid Games, right?
It was okay. It was fine.
Well, what about the Squid Game version, like the reality show you're talking about that you watched?
Yeah, it was fine.
There's just there's so many people that are involved in this game. The first couple episodes are wild, man. I mean, at least watch a couple.
What do they
episodes.
have them doing? Because you watched it. So.
Well, they have to do weird challenges and stuff like that in groups for the most part. But it's just like the opening episode is like there's literally like 1,000 of them, and then in 15 minutes there's only 100 of them, and they like I don't want to ruin it. Just watch the first episode.
All right. Well, I got to get through
competitions now.
I got to get through 4 seasons of Traders first. So
Okay.
I will see you on the other side.
It's not going anywhere.
It's true.
So.
None of them are. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we got your Pop Culture Smackdown. It's next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got some tickets here for you today for Pop Culture Smackdown. The Rock Orchestra at the Morrison Center is happening tonight, so pretty fantastic, man. And whole orchestra playing some of your favorite X-Rock artist songs, full strings. It's really, really cool, and you're going to get to see it for free. But you got to beat Nick here in Pop Culture Smackdown.
All right, you want some plans for this evening? Then get on the horn, 208-287-1003. Let's see if you got what it takes to win some tickets to go check out a really cool event tonight at the Morrison Center. Best of luck. Hello, the X.
Hello, it's Brandon.
All right, Brandon, you're up first, man. Good luck.
Before there were memes, there were movie quotes. This famous Jack Nicholson line came from the movie A Few Good Men. Was it, "Get off my lawn"? "You can't handle the truth"? Or "Go ahead, make my day"?
Go ahead, make my day.
No. Wrong.
Sorry, Brandon. That was Mr. Clint Eastwood, of course. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, here's Big J with your question.
Before there were memes, there were movie quotes. This famous Jack Nicholson line came from a movie, A Few Good Men. Was it, "Get off my lawn, you can't handle the truth," or "Go ahead, make my day"?
You can't handle the truth.
Right.
That's absolutely right. Nick, what turn of phrase does Jack's Joker character say to Bruce Wayne's father before he kills him in Batman?
Turn of phrase?
Yes, he repeats it a couple times in the movie.
You repeat. And no choices, huh?
Well,
I
no.
mean, because there's a ton of iconic Joker lines that are popping into my head. I just don't remember
I mean, it was a pivotal scene.
which one. I understand but I'm just saying that I have a lot of, in my opinion, every time Jack Nicholson is on the screen, it's a pivotal scene in 1989's Batman.
Touche.
But I mean, listen, have you ever danced to the devil in the pale moonlight?
That might
this
be a good
town
one.
needs an enema. There's all sorts of
I gave you a
different-
specific moment.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just trying to, I don't remember him specifically killing. I mean, I do, obviously. That was the origin of Batman. He's in the alley. The pearls come off of Martha. I understand the moment. I'm just trying to think. I'm going to go with, did you ever dance with the devil in the pale
There you go.
moonlight?
That's correct.
Right.
That is
Thank you.
correct.
Although I thought he said that to Vicky Vale for some reason. He
says
did later on.
He says yes.
Got
he
it.
does.
Okay.
All right. The Queen's Gambit is a move in what game? Chess, checkers,
Chess.
or okay?
Right.
Chess. Yes. Nick, John Cena hosted a reboot of what game show? Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely.
Right.
Let's see. John Cena is now a comic book hero or anti-hero, however you want to look at it. He plays this DC character: Batman, Peacemaker, or Thor.
Peacemaker.
Correct. Nick, WWE champ and superstar John Cena is now a well-established leading man, but what was his very first feature film?
The Marine, right?
The Marine. Yes, absolutely
Right.
correct. And I'm out of questions.
Hey, all right, we did it, man. What's your name?
My name is Dennis.
All right, Dennis, congratulations.
Well, you did it, Nick.
You're going to check out a really cool event tonight at the Morrison Center called the Rock Orchestra. Hang on 1 second. We'll get some information from you. Make sure you're good to go. Always love when I can run Big J out of question. Morning After with Nick and
Not hard.
Big J. We've got some headlines. They come next to the X Rocks.
News. You have our word on it.
For whatever that's worth.
It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines brought to you by Shade City Brew Fest. It's happening this Saturday from noon to 7 o'clock at the Idaho Botanical Gardens. This sustainable event has a 70s theme, so bring your own cup that you can reuse throughout the entire fest. They got over 27 breweries there knocking things out of the park. They got some live music, a bunch of food trucks as well. So grab your tickets while you can at lostgrovebrewing.com/Shade City Brew Fest. Presented by Lost Grove Brewing, the Idaho Botanical Garden, City of Good, and Treasure Valley Canopy Network. It's all happening on Saturday. Be there. Headlines are as follows, Big J. The Talk. Thanks, Science, and Fizz and Fury.
Let's go with the talk.
A University of Michigan study found that 44% of parents have little to no information or don't want to talk to their own children about puberty, Big J. They might not have as much time as they think they do. See, 17% of kids between ages 7 and 9 already showing signs. 54% of parents say they're pretty proactive when it comes to giving their kids the talk, but 41% talk about subjects only when the kids bring it up, which is almost impossible. 40% of parents report they don't talk to them about puberty at all, suggesting a cycle of misinformation and, of course, silence. But if, puberty stopped being treated as awkward and embarrassing when you're growing up, maybe you can breach that subject a little bit earlier. But if, you teach them shame and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be tough to make that cross that topic. Shame on you.
Cover yourself.
You stink. What's wrong with you? So, yeah, I mean, it's an awkward conversation no matter how much you prepare for it. But I think, you do have to. Otherwise, you're left to your own devices. You end up like Big J and myself.
I
and that's
think
not great.
Puberty easier to talk about than like the birds and the bees.
Well, that's all the same thing. But
Oh, well.
that's what the
You
talk
didn't
is.
say any of that in that what you just said. Those examples.
What do you
are
think
all
the
like,
talk is?
Well,
The birds and the
puberty,
bees
going
talk.
through puberty and the birds and the bees are different.
When do you think you usually have the birds and the bees talk?
When they're pregnant.
Okay, you're doing that wrong.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Whoops.
Thanks, Science, or Fizz and Fury.
Fizz.
And Fury?
And Fury.
Offering somebody a drink is a friendly thing to do, just not while you're driving and not while the person's a cop that's chasing you. A Florida man named Richard Smith was arrested after offering deputies a hard seltzer during a miles-long car chase. The pursuit began when deputies responded to a report of a theft at a convenience store. Smith was seen circling the store in a black minivan, of course, before speeding off. At one point during the chase, Smith held a Kettle One vodka spritz out of his window and told deputies, "I was just going to give you a drink, that's it." The chase came to a head in an airport parking lot where Smith tried to ram his van into two patrol cars. Officers had to deploy some spike strips, Big J. Smith slowly exited his vehicles. He was calmly smoking a cigarette and asked deputies, quote, "You guys had fun though, right?" The deputies were not amused. Of course, they arrested him on resisting arrest, assault on a law enforcement officer, DUI, and theft charges. So he'll be going to jail for a fairly long time. But then again, Big J, hey, Florida, right?
Right.
What are you going to do? Wrap it up with thanks, science. And Big J, this may be an important story for your interest. A sixth grader in Florida asked an important question. What exactly, if you have a cat, does the cat buttholes touch in your house? And so the middle schooler submitted his research for the school science fair, did a bunch of experiments with the help of his mom, and discovered the answer appears to be, hey, not a lot of stuff, but, there's a lot of stuff that your cat's butt touches, so you need to be careful. Non-toxic lipstick was applied to the cat's bums to figure out what exactly it touched, and then gave an... I know.
I mean, why are you torturing yourself? This is your idea, kid.
Also, leave the poor cat alone. Like, he wants lipstick on his bum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's assault, brother.
What are we doing? Here's the thing. Depends on how much hair your cat has. If your cat has longer hair, lipstick, the actual, butt itself, doesn't appear to touch anything. But if you have a short-haired cat and, they hang on your couch or your bed or your laundry or any soft, uneven surface, odds are that butt's right up against it, Big J, rubbing all over your blankets and stuff. So that's why you got the pink eye. Morning After with Nick
butt eye
and Big J. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. Your next shot at inflation domination and over $2,000. That's next on the X Rocks. That is Disturbed, I Will Not Break here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Of course, tomorrow night is round one of the NFL draft. That is where Ashton Genty will somehow go. Where he goes, how far he falls. If he's going to the
Jaguars.
Top 5.
Don't go to the Jaguars.
I've heard things like the Patriots are talking about trading up to get him at 4. That could be a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of rumors rolling around.
What's his name? Vrabel. I mean, he knows what it is to have an amazing running back.
Yeah, he lived with the Derrick Henry era there in Tennessee for a very long time. So, yeah, he understands the durability and why it's important to have a workhorse, and Genty is certainly that. We'll see where he goes, but there's a lot of other teams and a lot of other pomp and circumstance that goes into the draft for tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, more now than ever, especially the draft, has been moving from, place to place. It's going to be in Green Bay, so you're going to get a lot of that. But even teams that aren't, that have their war rooms and stuff, not even there in that actual place, are doing interesting things. Like the Los Angeles Rams, they're going to be having their war room and all of the fare from the LA Fire Department's Air Operations Headquarters. They will set it up and shine a spotlight on the first responders who protected the city and honor them for their heroic work during those wildfires in January. As an added bonus, the Rams have donated nearly $2 million to the fire relief efforts there in taking care of the community that they live in. That's really cool. And I just remember it was I think 3 or 4 years ago when Kingsbury was still the coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he had his palatial place, and McVay had his, obnoxious rich dude
They
stuff.
were doing it from their home during COVID, yeah.
Some of those weren't even their homes. They were just
true.
rentals. That's the crazy part. So, it's interesting and can be fun. It's not stuff that you get into, Nick.
It is true. I don't enjoy the draft as much as I used to.
But not only that, but the pomp and circumstances and all of those things I, on the other hand, exact opposite. I love all that stupid stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's stupid. It's just not for me.
Oh, it's completely stupid.
I understand the entertainment value of the draft and the combine, and that's why they do these things, and people continue to watch. And it's fine if you do. It's just I'm not interested in the combine stuff. I am interested in the information along with the draft. I am fairly rarely not interested in the hype that's involved in every single thing and all this kind of stuff. I like to know more about the players my team drafts because odds are I don't have a lot of experience with them. But Other than that, I don't care who the 5th round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars are unless I know who that person is.
It
It's tough
is
for me to
even
do that.
after like the 3rd round. Then they start to bring up all the charity cases to announce the draft, and it's like, oh man, just let's get it moving, keep it moving. But it's always something. It's always some other player, or they won some contest.
Yeah,
you know.
And they're butchering names. I mean, it's some of it can be fun, but the responses will be fun. I mean, listen, it's going to be fun to hear the Packer fans boo the Bears pick and the Lions pick, and I do enjoy the road show that it has become, and I think it's good for the NFL to do that. It's just I don't even know if I'll be watching some of it. I'm sure I'll watch some of it, but I don't know if I'll be totally invested in what goes on, even though it's in my team's hometown, Yeah. It's just one of those deals where I know I'm in the minority there, but I don't really care that much about it. But I'll be watching to see where Ashton Genty goes for sure. I want to see where he ends up. I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be a stud. But the other part of it is like I have been fairly, and listen, I haven't been right all the time, but I have been one of those guys where I'm like, I don't see a lot of game changers in there's so much thrown into the quarterback world now. And I'm not a real big fan of any of the ones coming out this year, and so I have a hard time there. But I said the same thing last year and the year before that, and I was wrong because, the kid from Washington is fantastic. CJ Stroud is great. And so those are things where you can be wrong and right and all those kind of things. That's part of the draft process, I suppose.
Yeah, usually you don't find out right away.
No way.
We found out right away. We'll see what the sophomore slump looks like.
Also, another reason why I am not a scout. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We got your bad impressions next on the X.
After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, let's hook you up with some tickets tonight happening at the Morrison Center. Something very cool. The Rock Orchestra by Candlelight. Listen, these folks are amazing, talented musicians. They play cello, violin, oboe, all kinds of strings and orchestra music. And it's all going to be X-Rock artist style or X-Rock artist songs that you know and love. From Metallica, Tool, all of them. It's System of a Down. It's going to be really crazy, and I wish I could see it. I'm not going to make it tonight, but you can when you figure out bad impressions.
Why don't you get on the phone and play a game is all we're trying to say. 208-287-1003. The good news is it's not a Saw-style game. It's merely bad impressions, which works like this. Big J has 3 clues. They're all supposed to point you in the direction of somebody that is really, really super famous. If you can figure out who he is trying to be in those 3 clues or less, congratulations. It is you that's going to go to the Rock Orchestra. You're going to have a great time tonight at the Morrison Center. You're going to live it up. Maybe, just maybe, we'll put a little culture inside of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you walk away going, wow, it changed my life. Who knows? Hello, the X. Uh-oh.
Then you can walk away if you want to.
You keep saying that, and I feel like I'm the only one picking up your Def Leppard reference that you're putting it. But
I just trying to get it stuck in your head again.
Oh, like you did the other day?
Yeah.
When you broke up what I was talking about? Yeah, well, good job. It did work. I got that Def Leppard song in my head for a full 24 hours. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Angie.
Angie, we want you to win. Here's Big J with your clues.
I was just making y'all laugh the other night at the Idaho Central Arena.
Kevin Hart.
Wow! Were you there?
No, but I tried to win tickets for that, too.
Okay,
Yeah,
well.
ironic because we were giving away tickets in this very segment.
You absolutely nailed it. Hang on one second, Angie. We'll hook you up with those tickets for tonight's show at the Morrison Center. What were clues 2 and 3?
Besides stand-up, I've been in a lot of movies like Jumanji, Ride Along, etc. I star in my own short TV series called Die Hard. And it seems that Kevin lost his phone when he was here. So if you have his phone...
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, that happens a lot with comedians.
He announced here that he is going to be the host of the 2025 BET Awards. It's the 25th anniversary, so that's going to be happening at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles in June. And he's hosted it before, but there wasn't a lot left to talk about today, so...
You're the target audience of the BET Awards. That must make you happy, right?
I know. I can't wait. I remember back when, Jamie Foxx, Queen Latifah, they've hosted before. Love it.
This is pre-Equalizer, Queen Latifah, right?
No, right in the middle of it.
Get out!
Yeah.
Good for her. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your fun, bad impressions. We wrap up the show here next on the X-Rocks.
Think Boise are.
Kill Switch Engage, I believe, on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Wrapping things up on this Wednesday. Thank you for hanging out with us. Big J gave a very decisive thumbs down to the movie G20. It is available on Amazon Prime, but Big J says watch at your own risk. While it has good performances and good actors, it's just not a good movie. Agree or disagree? Did I sum that up okay?
You summed it up quite well.
And so you don't have to watch it, but it's there if you'd like on your own account. We also had a chance to give away some tickets to go check out the Rock Orchestra. That's happening tonight at the Morrison Center. Please, if you're into the kind of music that you hear on this radio station, it's really cool to hear it broken down in that particular way. There are still some tickets available at the Morrison Center tonight if you want to check out something cool. And we talked about how it can really ruin somebody's flight experience if only one person on a plane thinks there's snakes on a plane. That's not a good scenario, to be fair. Leaves you with the floor, sir.
Yeah, man, I gotta say happy birthday, happy big 6-0 to my father-in-law, Mike.
Nice. Happy birthday, Mike. One of the best people out there.
He's a good dude.
For sure. I hope he's enjoying retirement and certainly hope he has a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
He's loving retirement.
Just out there on the courses, on the links, playing golf, having fun.
He actually enjoys. He's a bicycle rider. He loves the mountain bike.
Nice.
So he does that a lot. But he's been going back and forth from here to Vegas to take care of his mom, help out a little bit.
A good man, through and through, for sure. Next set of X-Rock brought to you by Team Mazda in the pre-owned superstore. If you're looking for a newer used car, we highly recommend Team Mazda, and maybe you should check out GoTeamCredit.com. That's their new website where you can go to and get pre-approved for anything on the lot, and you will understand what you're qualified for before you even step foot there. Somebody will reach out to you, help you get into a car you know that you'll love, and more importantly, you know that you'll be able to afford. Check it out at GoTeamCredit.com. That's it for us. Jason Drew's up next. We'll see you all tomorrow. It's the X-Rocks.